Just accept it, bro. Just accept it. Accept defeat for once in your life. Just accept the fact that it came at an everlasting loss in your life. Accept the fact that everything that you could have thought of as a contingency for you to get to a milestone and a point where you want to be at, it's slower than you think. Accept the fact that you're going to continue to keep moving forward and getting up each and every single day, no matter what the type of possibilities may the universe or whatever you believe in brings to you. What I'm feeling right now is that me and maybe a couple other people that feel like this, and you're probably letting it go and trying to understand what you really have to do in front of your life. Put it on a pedestal, bro. Understand that these things and these mechanisms in your life are going to continue to let you move forward as much you see it go. Accept the fact that people might not be what you expect them to be. You know, I could feel a collective that is feeling as harder as it seems for not just me, but for other people. If you're going to go through this work in this ethic and you're going to keep moving forward in your life and you're going to continue to keep prospering, you have to let it go. You have to accept defeat. You have to accept loss. Accept the idea of not having a relationship right now. Accept the idea of being broke. Accept the idea of taking fault, taking accountability, believing that you can be who you want to be in this life. And it doesn't have to be a rigorous game that you keep building up towards. Things are going to get better as you see such. You're going to go through these things, and you don't need to desensitize yourself to believing that everything that you have in your life is unbelievable. You can still be a millionaire. You can still be rich. But for now, accept it. Accept your circumstance. Accept right now, this is where I got to be at. And then as you continue to move forward slowly in your life, continue to believe that everything is possible while believing that you can always have some type of justice system for how you feel and how you're validated. Every time people begin to believe that they can't become this, is because they're stressing themselves out. They're stressing the idea of, I can't be this, or I'm never going to get to this point, because we're in this middle ground, in this echelon. You know what I'm saying? We're in this mechanism, and we're trying to keep fighting a certain type of road and a certain type of path. And as we keep walking forward, and we're realizing that, okay, deep down, I'm not in this position of continuing to keep my hash and my hardships together, but I can't find the idea of accepting the idea of still being in the path of reason. But if we continue to have these beliefs, there's no way we can't get up and still break karmic ties. We still can't break endless cycles. It just takes a minute, and as patient as it comes, the love of your life will be there, and the things that you need, but you got to accept the reality of what it's sitting in. Just because other people are in a relationship and other people are doing that and other people don't invite you anywhere and other certain type of people, I accept the idea that people are not good people sometimes. Like, a flawless society is only going on within your neural pathways. The only way of understanding on a logical standpoint is that endless people have certain type of things you need to work off of. Not everybody is empaths like us and you and me. Everybody's not going to have a certain type of degree of kindness that we hold in our heart. As we keep trying to move forward and accepting the idea that even though we're moving in a certain type of direction, we can still find ourselves floating at a certain type of point in our life. While we are amongst the clouds and we are in the sky, we can really detach from reasons to make these people even feel some certain type of energy towards us. The closest people, you can move in, you can be quiet among those people, and what they want to apprehend and what they assume is up to them. Accept the fact that you're a quiet person. Accept the fact that you might be an outward person. Accept the fact that you're an introvert, or you can be an extrovert. Accept those possibilities of being human and authentic, because the longer that it takes for you to accept the idea of maybe sometimes you can lie, maybe sometimes you're not going to be perfect, maybe sometimes you don't have to do this and that, the third, accept the idea of reasoning, bro. It's harder to keep yourself pushing forward. Our legs are continuously moving as one sound. We wake up every morning and we're going down this continuous path of expectation, And as our legs get tired, that's when we begin to cry out, lash, or we have an ambiguous way of learning about ourselves through lessons. But we try to ask, why does this thing keep happening to me? But we need to accept negativity for what it is. And accepting that positive change can happen as long as we see ourselves moving forward in a certain type of diagram and a certain type of path. While a track in a race is full of a lot of people. When you run a mile, you ever see those marathons where people are continuously running and they're running and they're running, and you may be last, but as long as you finish the race, everybody still claps for you at the end, no matter if you're the last person at the end of the race, because people need to start believing in that type of idea. You're accepting the fact that you're going to walk out and you're driving each and every day expecting that you're not going to get endangered. You feel me? A perfect example is what a person told me, is that we get off every day of our lives and we're taking a risk every single day. So why not take a risk in hoping that this YouTube thing blows up? Or why not happen to accept the idea that, hey, I might be right here right now, but I'm going to get there in between times and in between the terms of my life. Losing, it can be a way of remembering old past, but it's just the past, and accepting the past as a reason to keep moving forward and not holding that a degree to the next person. Then find yourself not blocking as many blessings and accepting the idea that people come how they come. You see what I'm saying? Accepted isn't just one type of way of learning a simple terminology for escaping reality. It's really putting yourself in the energy of, this is my hypothesis, this is my hypothetical, this is my everlasting condition. Because if I don't put myself in the energy of continuing moving forward, I will lose a game. There's no reason for feeling a certain type of way. You can always be who you gotta be. You can always be the person that you are designed to be. And if one day, you feel like that accepting it is harder than you would have got to realize, I mean, shoulda, woulda, coulda. You know what I'm saying? Get off each and every day believing that a part of life is about accepting who you are and accepting who the person is that you're supposed to be in this reality. Because as special as you don't think you are, you are. And don't let people come on the internet and say that, oh, I've accepted not being special. Act like, act delusional. Act like you can make it in this life if you just have faith. Act as if that everything in your life that you want to look up towards is in your possession already. Move like you have financial freedom. Accept the idea of delusion. Yeah, accept the idea of delusion too. Accept the idea that you have to keep moving forward in your life. Accept the idea of being that certain type of individual that you need to be in order to bring a certain type of validation to your own psyche. Your brain needs to enjoy the idea of being successful. So why don't you sit up there and be successful already without having the $1 million in your bank account, without being that the third? You can still walk out your way and still work out, still be who you need to be, and allow yourself to forget and forgive as much as you need to. And if you don't want to forgive, then don't forgive. You know what I'm saying? But accept it for how it comes. Heat in the moment, losing a battle, that is where we're at. And I think right now in 2026, we are finding ourselves, because we can't get jobs, we can't do any of that. We're accepting certain type of jobs, and we don't want these certain type of jobs, and we don't want to work 80 hours every single day. But this is for now. We didn't design this system. Nothing in our pathways could have made it, but we accept the system for what it is. We still gonna get up and get to it. Even though we feel it, we're still gonna, allow ourselves to take breaks off Instagram and do all that the third, because social media is a plague. They're gonna tell you that a Cabo trip is worth you building it up towards, but why don't you take a Cabo trip after the fact where you feel free? You're able to do certain type of things. Why don't go out and party when you actually feel like you're over and you accepted grief? Accepting goes a long way. And I've accepted loss, and I've taken accountability for myself. I don't have to go on my way and apologize to people if I feel like they had viewpoints where I did accept them, but I had also other viewpoints where I didn't. So if I put myself in this middle ground, then I could continue to move my life in a forward motion and still continue to breathe. But that's the end of the video, y'all. I kind of interflowed stay right there. But, accept it, bro. Accept the idea of reason. Accept the idea of having faith in your life. Accept the idea that certain type of things in your life are validated and you need a certain type of reason for getting up every day, because you're not going to be on your knees forever begging the universe to give you chances if you're not creating action for yourself. And I'll see y'all in the next video.